Hello and welcome to Empower IAS. In this session, we will see how to approach Indian economy section of GS paper. In this section, that is Indian economy, most of the questions in civil services examination mains paper are coming from current issues. Most of the questions, even if some questions are from, you can say, a very traditional area, even then you are required to connect those, if possible, to the current issues. So, for example, these days, this farmers movement is very much seen in the newspaper, and we can connect something to this farmer movement in a way so that the questions could be asked from there, like the basic issues related to MSP. So you must be understanding what is MSP. They are protest for 3 farm laws or act. So what are these laws, 3 farms laws? So you have to understand these things. Again, what could be the possible or amicable resolution of this? Demand of this farmers and stance of government. There are certain objectives. To fulfill that, or keeping in mind of those objectives, government has brought in these farms acts. Farmers are not happy. Farmers had certain kinds of doubts, certain reservations over their farms acts. So what are the demands? What are the issues of farmers relating to those acts? So these things you have to understand holistically so that the questions may be asked in the mains, that questions could be answered in a comprehensive way. For example, let's see a question here. A question could be like, what do you understand by MSP? How it is determined? Do you think this system of MSP is best available options for the farmers? If not, could you suggest any other mechanism? So these kinds of questions could be asked in the mains. Let's see. Very basic questions that could be put is define minimum support price. So let's say this is a question: what is minimum support price and how it is determined? How does MSP how is MSP determined? Do you think three farm laws do you think three farm laws enacted recently by the Parliament are effective alternatives of MSP that benefit farmers more? So these kinds of questions could be asked related to the issues that we are very much found these issues in the newspapers. So what could be the answer and how we should approach? The first thing, if we are talking about this, what is MSP? Suppose this question is asked related to this. What is MSP and how this MSP is determined? This could be asked like this is question number 1. And the question number 2 is, this question could also be asked that what do you think about these three farm laws and why these farmers are protesting against these farm laws? If you understand, then you can answer this. Do you think three farm laws that is enacted by the Parliament recently are effective alternatives of MSP that is going to benefit farmers even more? So you have to understand the demands of the questions. For the first question, we can write simply what is MSP. What is MSP? Minimum support prices. You must have clear idea of this concept that is called MSP. MSP is a kind of support system. The name itself says a kind of assurance, a kind of guarantee, a kind of support that government is giving to the farmers in case of their productions for the produce to be procured, to be sold in the market at least at the base price or the minimum price that is fixed by the government, usually 1.5 times of the cost of the produce. So you have to write this is the price or the minimum price that is assured by the government and the government agencies procure produce of the farmers at particular price. Okay, so this is a kind of price, minimum price at which government agency procure produce of the farmers. Recently it is 1.5 times, not mandatorily, it is about 1.5 times of cost. So it's a kind of assurance or guarantee by the government, in which government agencies procure farmers' produce at certain price, so that farmers at least have certain benefits from their produce. So these kinds of assurance actually boost farmers to produce certain crops. There are 22 crops assured in the MSPs. So these things you have to write here. Once you are very clear of these ideas, you can write it easily, giving examples of the crops. What kinds of crops are there? What is the definition? Who is going to assure you? Who is going to purchase? If suppose the market price is more than that, suppose certain price is 100 per quantity, per quintal for certain crops, like for the sugarcane. Suppose that I have not written rupees or anything, just let's see, it is 100 rupees per quintal, just for example. And in the market it is 150 per quintal. So in this case, farmers will definitely go to the market and sell their produce at higher prices of MSP, almost 2 times. But suppose market is down, demand is down, so it is 75 per certain quantity. Here I say quintal, 75 rupees per quintal of sugar cane is the market price. Suppose that, then the farmers is not going according to the demands of the market, rather the government agencies are there to procure their produce at minimum price that is assured, and that is 100, and after that government could use these things in the PDS and other things. Even they can sell in the market with this 75 per quintal. So here a kinds of subsidies, you can say a kinds of subsidies is 25. So government with 25 paying more than that of the market price, just to secure the minimum profit or minimum return to the farmers, to boost their morale for certain kinds of produce. So the demands and the kinds of produce is important here, for which government is going to give certain kinds of guarantee. So these are the basic things that you must understand and after that you can write what is MSP. Okay. Now come to the next section, and the next section is how it is determined. How it is determined. How it is determined. MSP. Minimum support prices. How does this MSP calculated? To determine MSP, we have three methods. Suppose at certain point, farmers producing certain, you can say, sugar cane, be it the rice. So certain produce is being produced by the farmers, for which farmers has to incur certain cost, like for the seeds, for the wages of the laborers and other things. So this cost that is incurred by the farmers is given a name called A2. Okay, so when we are calculating the cost or the cash expenditure that is made by the farmers for producing certain produce, only determining those costs, and with that base price 1.5 times of that base price is given as a guarantee or MSP, then that is called A2. So suppose farmers has expenditure of rupees 100 as cash for certain production. But this is not the only expenditure that has to be incurred by the farmers. There are certain other things that is to be taken care by the farmers, like suppose the farmers has expenditure of 100 rupees. Okay, again total families in full family is also working on the land. When the family is working on the land, if suppose this family is not working on their own land, rather working on the other's land, they could have the wages. But here those are not treated as the cash expenditure incurred by the farmers. So the farmers working on their land, own land, what could have been their wages if working on the other's land? that should also be calculated, like the workforce or the wages of the workforce or the family workforce. So the cash expenditure is 100 and 30 days or 40 days of full family works on the same land. The value of those workforce of the family members, that could also be calculated in this. Suppose whole family is working on their land, and if it could be worked on others' land, the estimated wages would be rupees 50, suppose that. So the total cash expenditure is 100 and estimated income that accrue, that could be earned giving the time on their own land, that is suppose rupees 50. So the total cost here, including family members, including family, it would be 150, isn't it? So including those labor forces of the family members, when it is taken into account, this system is called FL. So the cost, new cost, this is cost 1, this is cost 2, and that is called FL. Now suppose we have another kinds of you can say items that is required to be estimated, to be included in this estimation, and that is just cash expenditure is this, family workforce estimated is rupees 50. Now suppose they have the land, farmers owning the land on which certain produce is going to produce. Okay. Suppose this land is used, not used by the farmers themselves, rather it is lent out. It is given for the rent. So the giving the on the lease or on the rent could earn certain kinds of, you can say, rent, or you can say the interest. Suppose lent out for 6 months, gives farmers a kinds of, could give farmers 1,000, not 1,000, again take it at 100 only. Okay. So 100 rupees is earned by the farmer by giving their, could be earned by the farmer by giving the land at the rent. So this rent could be earned by the farmer, if not worked themselves on their land, rather giving it on the rent to the others, suppose. And if we are calculating those things also, the farmers and his family working on their land, it is not calculated, estimated as a cash, rather they are working and sometimes they are not getting, the family or farmers themselves are not giving themselves the wages. So calculating or including those things, it is called FL. Calculating the estimates of the rent that could be earned while the land is lent out to others, or the kinds of estimation on the kinds of assumptions. Okay. So assume while the land is lent out, so the land, rent of the land or interest on that rent, if that is also included, suppose this is 100 for a certain kinds of crops for 3 months, 4 months or 6 months time period. So the total cost here is different. Total could be 250 here. So this base price, which we take as the reference price, is very much important. If suppose we are calculating only these things, then this is only 100. If we are if government is calculating or including this family workforce estimation, that could give a different base price, that is 150. And if include this third one in that, then this could be 250. So this base price is very much important here. So third, you can say including cost plus FL plus rent of the land, and that is called C2 cost. So we have 3 ways to determine the base price for MSP, and that is A2, FL and C2. Okay. Recently FL is being taken into account for this MSP estimation. Okay. Swaminathan recommend that C2 should be taken into account while calculating the base for this MSP. So for MSP, C2 should be taken into account. It is the recommendation by the Swaminathan. Government is using FL recently. So these things is very much important for estimation of the MSP. So that should be taken into account while answering the questions. Answer in this way. Very clear? Okay. And on this topic, there could be this question also, that do you think 3 farm laws that is being recently enacted by the Parliament are effective alternatives of MSP that are more beneficial for the farmers? Do you think so? In this question, you have to give a different approach. Here you have to just give your concepts. If you have your clear concepts regarding what is MSP and how it is determined, very plain questions. Here clarity is very much important, and that's all is required. Not more analysis is required in that. But in this question, the second one, you have to be more analytical in addition to the clarity of the concept of MSP. So here what is required is the basic requirement is what is the 3 formulas. You must be knowing that very important, because these are the main issues of these days newspaper. So what are the formulas? You must be knowing that. The first is Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act. So first is the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act. Okay. The second act is Farmers Empowerment and Agreement on Price. On Price Assurance and Farm Services Act. Assurance and Farm Services Amendment Act. So, and the third one is Essential Commodity Act. Essential Commodities Act. So here you have to understand 2 things. First thing, the objectives of these formulas. Okay. And second thing that is very much important is farmers apprehensions. Farmers apprehensions. Okay. So what are these? The major objective of the government is to empower the farmers and giving a kind of transparency. So these things you have to write. And the major apprehension of farmers is that these laws will empower not the small or medium farmers, rather big corporates. And this dismantling the MSP is going to be detrimental for the farmers, and it should be called back. So the apprehensions of farmers on the one side and the stance of the government as the objectives of the farm laws on the other side, and after that you have to give your conclusion. So you have to write this question in this way. So basic things that is I try to make you understand that in economy, Indian economic section, what is more important is the current economic issues. So keep an eye on those issues. Try to understand those issues clearly and make sure the basic understanding related to the issue is crystal clear to you. Only then you can write a good answer in mains, particularly in economy section, Indian economy section. So thank you very much for this session. Hopefully you understand my points. Thank you.